Welcome back to Lunch Money with Mike and Joaquin, where we talk about money, love, and life.
There you go. Solid intro. I like it.
Yes, in this episode, we are going to tackle some of life's most controversial issues. No, not really. We're actually going to keep it light and fun. But this is a new podcast that we're trying out, and so we're just going to pick a subject tonight and just kind of go with it.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure this thing out, man. So I hope you guys enjoy listening, and if you have any suggestions, let us know. We don't have a clue what we're doing, but we're having fun doing it. So I think this is gonna be fun.
Yes, so Joaquin is clueless in California, and I am
Yes.
clueless in Louisiana in the South. We are from two different worlds, but actually we're just like from two different parts of the world, or the two different parts of the United States, which are culturally probably a lot different.
Yeah. I think so. Safe to say.
Yep. So yeah. So how was your day, man?
My day was really busy.
Was it?
Yeah. I just came from playing flag football for the first time in many years.
Oh, okay. So when you told me that you were going to be busy before the show, you had some things to do. My mind went to like, oh, he's on working on like a research project, or he's like in some bio lab doing experiments or something. But no, you're playing flag football.
Yeah, playing flag football. Yeah. We lost, so I don't want to talk about it anymore because I'm a sore loser sometimes. But
Yeah,
it was fun. It was fun.
I don't play flag football anymore. It hurts too much.
Yeah, good thing you're a professional golfer. Do you want to touch on that? How many years have you been
Yeah.
golfing for?
Man. Okay, so I played golf when I was like 7 or 8 years old. Pardon me. Seventh and eighth grade. There's a big difference.
And it's a little bit of a difference, yeah.
Yeah, I played when I was in seventh and eighth grade, and then I quit. And then when I got married, I played for a little bit, and then I quit again because I was so frustrated with it. And I recently picked it up about 7 years ago, and have been golfing ever since. It's been nice.
Dang.
It's good relaxation. It's the most frustrating relaxation you'll ever have.
See, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It does not make sense to me, man. I just get frustrated and I guess I'm more of a physical kind of kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like if I don't get it, I just don't get it. And usually I get things pretty easily, but golf is definitely not one of those.
Yeah, you will never achieve perfection in golf. So you're constantly trying to become better. And there's no one else you're competing against except for yourself. So if you're into like beating yourself up and self destruction, then the golf is the perfect sport for you.
All I want is to go to the driving range and not look like a fool. You know what I mean? That's all I want. Is that too much to ask?
It's a tall order. No. You just
Okay,
gotta.
so
Okay, here's the secret to the driving range. Okay, when you pull up to the driving range with your clubs and with your stuff, you take a second and you look at all the people at the driving range, and you go stand or you go hit balls next to the crappiest guy or girl on the driving range. Then, then you will feel good about yourself.
right.
Everybody will be looking at that guy that has the most wretched Charles Barkley swing. Have you ever seen Charles Barkley swing?
Yeah, no, I know exactly who that man is, and I can't imagine his swing is very technical.
No, it's not. It's like that's the way he hits, man. It's amazing.
Yeah. Maybe one day we've never met in person, right?
No, we haven't. No,
Isn't that insane?
I know. So our friend Jesse, he's met you, right?
Yeah. I met him
And
in Houston.
yeah, that's right. So next time you come to Houston, I'll have to go over. I was gonna go, but I wasn't able to. I was doing something very important, like getting my hair frosted or something like
Yeah, you're playing golf. Get serious. So, that's a pretty funny story. How I met Jesse. I went to a wedding in Houston, and it was a day off. So I think it was the day before the wedding, and I land, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna meet up the morning. Oh, it was the morning of the wedding actually, and I was like, I'm gonna meet up with a random stranger that I never met from YouTube, and then all my friends and my girlfriend were like, "What the hell are you doing, dude? Like, are you serious?" So we ended up meeting like for brunch in like this cute little village looking kind of thing that I had no idea where it was, and I met Jesse for the first time, and I didn't die. He
that. Yeah.
didn't kill me, so that's good. And then that same afternoon, we had dinner. We got some barbecue, and it was awesome. I hope he's doing well. I haven't spoken to him in a while, but that was a crazy story. You should have seen how everyone looked at me like I was insane, dude. Because like you're gonna meet a stranger that you never met on YouTube, and yeah, it was fun.
That's the world we live in, man. Social
Yeah.
media is bringing us together in ways we could have never imagined.
Yeah, so let's touch on that. Like how did we meet? How did we get this podcast started? How did all of this come to existence, man?
Well, so I have a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is called Silverchimp, and you have a YouTube channel, and so we just got to know each other on the YouTube channels, just becoming friends in the same community. We're both in silver and gold community, which is a very strange community, but it's there.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's cool. Some cool guys there that like to collect silver and gold and hoard precious metals and stuff like that. So, but anyway, we became friends, and then we kind of tried to do some different things a couple times, and then we just had like-minded ideas and different things. So we just kind of hit it off.
Yeah, no, it was very spontaneous for sure. I think is the best word to describe how this all came to be. We definitely enjoy doing things differently. I think that's safe to say for me, you know.
Yeah.
And we needed to do something different, and we just decided to start this podcast, and here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah, no, I'm going to Texas again. I think if I don't go next month, it's probably going to be December. I'll be there for like 3 weeks, so
Wow.
maybe we can meet and do one live there.
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll have a follower by then.
Yeah, hopefully I'll tell my mom to subscribe. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So I have a guy too that said he would. I paid him $5, and he said he would listen to the show. So
Oh, dude, you got a deal. See,
Yeah,
I paid $7 for my listener.
for your mom.
Yeah, it is what it is, man.
Yeah. So yeah. So I'm originally from Texas, and I love Texas.
What part of Texas? Because Texas is so big. I think
It
people
is.
underestimate how giant Texas
It
is.
is. It's bigger than Scotland.
Yeah.
Texas. I'm from South Texas, which is McAllen, Texas. I was originally born in Brownsville, Texas, but I grew up in Edinburgh, Texas, which is right in the Rio Grande Valley.
Mm.
The Rio Grande Valley. The land
Do you
of
get
tacos.
this a lot? Like, because when I first saw you, I think you kind of look Hispanic.
You know, I can do so well because people think if I have glasses on, people think I'm Jewish. I
Okay.
can pass for Italian.
Oh yeah, especially with that face. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do my Robert De Niro.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. So I get Hispanic. I get all kind of things. People are like, "Man, what are you? You know, Lebanese or whatever." So I'm a face for all seasons. So
Nice.
yeah.
So Texas, what age did you move to Louisiana?
I moved. I think I was like 20 or
Oh,
21.
you grew up in Texas. You lived.
I grew up in Texas. I just recently have lived in Louisiana longer than I lived in Texas. I'm like 43
Wow.
years old, I think, or something. But yeah, I grew up there. I was grown and raised. And
What'd you do for fun? What is the most like scandalous thing you did when you were like in your? Well, let's go over 18 so we don't get in trouble.
Well, actually, so in Mexico, there's no drinking limits. Okay?
Right.
There's no age limit for drinking. So
And there's no laws in
there's no
Mexico.
laws. So it's basically just go over there and don't get arrested.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
in high school, we would slip across the border and go down there to the clubs and party and stuff like that, which is so dangerous because when I was in high school, I had a teacher who was like, she would write every day how many days these college students had been in Mexico in jail and they couldn't get out. Like
Wow.
there's no law, no attorney that could help them. The law of the United States was like, I think eventually, like after a couple years or something, they finally got them out of jail. But they were over there just being stupid one night, and they got landed in jail, and they were stuck there.
Wow.
Yeah, and unless you bribe your way out or do something to get you out, you're stuck in jail in Mexico. So
That does not sound like fun.
No.
I mean,
it's-
Mexico's great. Don't get me wrong, but being stuck in a jail, no thanks.
No, because you have to provide your own food. Your
Do you
own
have to
toilet-
provide your what?
Yeah, I think they give you like some slop, but if you want to eat good, like an actual meal, your family has to bring you food. They don't provide like good food there.
Honestly, I don't think I've ever had slop before.
That's
Um,
good. Yeah, it's slop.
So I'm considering myself lucky.
You've
on
never
that
had a
one.
sloppy Joe, Joaquin.
Oh, sloppy Joe, yeah, but
Yeah.
what's a slop?
That's
I mean,
technically slop. Sloppy Joe. So,
so you used to illegally cross the border.
you know, it wasn't legal. It's not illegal to go into Mexico if you're
True.
a U.S. citizen. It's illegal to come into the United States if you're not a U.S. citizen. So, but no, we would go over and then you just walk over. You park your car outside the border and you just walk in, and then you stagger back, and it's very scary.
Yeah, no, I live in Southern California, so essentially Tijuana is like two and a
Oh
half
yeah.
hours away. And yeah, you just go, you take your car, I have family in the area,
Mm-hmm.
so just go see them, and then you go back in.
Yeah.
Um,
I hope my kids don't listen to this show because they're like, "Dad, you went to Mexico and smashed." But no, so my mom one time she went over and brought her sisters over into Reynosa, Mexico,
mm-hmm.
and she parked her brand new Suburban right by the police
Oh,
station. And she went into
mm-hmm.
a store and came out and it was gone. It was stolen. And she went to the police station and was like, my car's been stolen." And they were like, "Oh, okay, okay." And she's like, "Are you gonna do anything?" They're like, "Oh yeah, yeah." And they grabbed like a napkin and they started writing the report on a napkin. And she's like, "I am never getting my car back." And she
Yeah,
never did. It was gone.
yeah, no, no. You have to. We literally had a crappy looking, I think, Toyota Corolla that looked like beat up from 2002. Whenever, really, really crappy, and you won't get any looks. You won't get any. You're so low key. You blend in perfectly, and everyone will leave you alone. They'll think that you're, you know, among them. One time my dad took like a newer SUV, and sure enough, like it didn't get stolen, but they would try to break into it. They didn't get into it, but they, the key or the hole for the
Yeah.
key that was gone. So yeah, it's
Wow.
crazy, man. Very crazy.
Yeah. So I recently had my I carry a pistol right in my truck, and I was in
Hmm.
Houston recently, and because I'm from Louisiana, everybody has guns here.
Right, right.
And so they broke into my truck while I was out of town. I was parked at a hotel, but they did really good because I have a newer truck, and you would think that the alarm would go off, but they broke my window and just went in through the window, never opened a door, so the alarm
Wow.
never went off.
Right.
And they stole my 9mm and took off with it. And I was like so mad because number one, they stole my gun. Number two, now there's a gun on the streets out there. But number three is I did not know that about the windows.
Yeah, no, that seems like a high, something they need to fix.
Yeah, exactly.
That does not make sense.
Yeah, that sucks. So you're originally from?
Southern California. I was born in a town called West Covina. It's probably
Mm.
35 miles east from LA. It's not too ghetto. It's pretty nice.
West
Still
Covina
in the
sounds
suburb.
like a disease. Like what do
Uh,
you're sick,
w-
man? Yeah, man, I got the West Covina.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like the West Nile virus.
Yes, the West
It's
Covina.
it's the it's a deadly cousin of the West Nile
Yeah,
virus.
the West
Yes,
Covina.
so yeah, it's I grew up in, dominated Hispanic places,
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, you can go your whole life living in Southern California without learning how to speak English if you speak Spanish. Yeah.
Wow.
You really can do just fine without it, which is probably not a good thing. Uh
I
so
grew up with
yeah.
some people like that in South Texas.
Yeah,
You know.
oh, I guess it's just easier in Southern California than it is in different parts of the country.
Hmm.
But I'm sure there's like pockets of that, right? Like of people in the same community that speak the same language.
Yeah.
But it does help, like Spanish is like the second most popular language in the United States.
So in school, were you a good student, bad student?
No, I was always like I was that kind of guy that would put the bare minimum and, get like a B or a C.
Oh yeah.
Um Always like troublemaker. Not a troublemaker, but like the class clown, I guess, is
Yeah.
better. Yeah, yeah.
Look at these, the two class clowns on this show
Oh
here.
no, dude.
Yeah. Dude. I was the kid that never like, "Oh, hey man, let me a pen, let me some paper. Oh
Yeah,
crap, we have a test.
yeah.
Give me the answers."
No, that got me far. Definitely got me far.
Oh man. Well,
Did
cool.
you
So
do any sports when you were young?
you know what? I played baseball. I was a
Uh-huh.
baseball kid. I grew up in the rec. It was called the Boys Club of McAllen. So I
Hmm.
was in the Boys Club and I played baseball all through my younger years. And then I remember one time we missed baseball sign up. I think I was like 11 or 12 years old. My mom's like, "Well, y'all are gonna do something. Y'all aren't just gonna sit around this summer." So she brought me down to Melba's Dance Academy, me and my brother, and
This
she
is
put
this
us.
explains so much. Continue.
And she put us in gymnastics, and it was the most excruciatingly painful moment of my life because they were making us stretch and do all kind of things. And the guy, he's like, "Do you like Fritos?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he grabbed my stomach and he was grabbing my fat. He's like, "See right here, this is where Fritos go to." And I was like horrified. I was like, "Oh my gosh." I was traumatized. And we left there and I was like, "Mom, I don't ever want to go back to that place again." And she's like, "Oh, it's great for you." And I'm like, "No." No, she already bought us the gym outfits and the Asics
Wow.
shorts and
You have
everything.
pictures? That
I
sounds like a
think I
good time.
might, man. Somewhere buried in the archives, there's some pictures of my year as a gymnast, and
So
then
you got assaulted verbally by a gymnastic coach?
yes,
Oh, actually physically too, right? He was grabbing your
yes, I was shamed. He shamed me.
Jeez. No, I think gymnastics is a very cool thing to get into. Just because it helps with so many sports, flexibility, agility, stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah.
So I think the bad experience came with that guy that was just touching you inappropriately.
My wife was a gym coach. She was actually an all-state gymnast.
Oh
Like she did
wow.
all, yeah, she was actually really good. And then, in her younger adult life, she became a gym coach, and she actually taught all the way up till she had our first child. So she was out there walding around with kids and doing the coaching
Wow.
thing and stuff. Yeah, and then after she had our kid, she's like, "I'm never working again. You can put that up."
Nice,
She's
nice.
like, "You go get 2 jobs if you have to support me and this child."
Nice.
No, I'm joking. But yeah, so that's just. What about your sports? What was your sports
Um,
career like?
I I was like a music guy.
Oh yeah.
Played percussion through middle school and high school, marching band. I did basketball, football. There was a point in time where I was the part of the marching band and the part of the football team at the same time. So like I would
You were
perform.
that guy.
Yeah, I would perform with my uniform, my football uniform during the halftime show. In the
Oh
like the
yeah.
drums. It was pretty crazy. But I never really like got into sports too competitively just because I always had like music.
Oh, okay. That's great. You're so yeah. There's always that guy that's like playing the tuba while he's in his helmet and stuff. And I was like, always thought like, man, that guy is an overachiever right there.
No, I did it with all with minimal effort.
Really?
Believe me, yes. Just the bare minimum. I think that's what my life should be called, the bare minimum.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So yeah, I was not that guy. I did play football my freshman year, but there was another guy who was like all state. He was like taller than me, faster than me, better looking than me, had better hair than me, everything. And I was like, I will never be able to beat this guy. So I just quit football.
Yeah, see, we didn't really have like I guess it's different. Football to high school football is different than like Southern California or California football. I feel like we don't take it as seriously as
Oh yeah.
some of the people do in Texas. I mean, it's a full event in Texas, right? Like the whole town comes to support. It's like
Oh yeah.
it's actually really nice.
And
We
and
really don't have that here.
yeah, in the South, it's such a big deal. It's like more important than school. It's
Yeah,
there's so much money involved. There's so much just the boosters, everything. It's all centered around football. I mean, right now during coronavirus and then even the hurricane we've just had, like they're opening school so they can play football.
wow.
The colleges, I mean, like you got like these SEC colleges, they're starting school. Even LSU, I think at one point was like, we're going to start school, and after Thanksgiving, we're going to stop school, and that doesn't even make sense. It's like, why are
Yeah.
you doing that? Oh, because you can play football.
Right, right. No, yeah, America loves their sports.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like football is definitely, I think in one of the Trump rallies, or was it the debate? I think it was a debate where he's like, uh, I got you guys football back.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
think Trump
important,
said
man.
that. Yeah, it's like a real thing for
It's like,
sure.
well, it's like over here, it's what brings communities together. It's the the knitting that brings us all into each other's bosoms. It's just like
Yeah,
Saturday football.
we don't have that. We don't have that here. Especially because I go to Texas quite a bit, and there's so much city pride, state pride,
Mm-hmm.
a sense of community like you're talking about. We really don't have that here.
Yeah.
Over there, everyone says hi to each other. Here, it's just like everyone just trying to do what they have to do and ignore everyone else. There's people out there, of course, and I'm not saying everyone, but it's completely different. The culture is completely different here than
Oh yeah.
in the South.
See, do y'all have the nod?
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty solid.
Y'all do the nod, like when you're driving
Yeah.
by and you nod somebody.
No, not driving by. It's just like if you have to interact with someone, you give them the nod.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
see over here, you're driving. Like you could be in your car and you look over at some dude and you're like, and you
yeah,
give the nod, and that's like, yeah, we're
yeah.
cool. And I did that like up north one time, and somebody was like
Oh, you
gonna
got in a fight?
come at me, man. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
I had to like throat punch him just to like get out of there.
Yeah. No, we were. Yeah, that's kind of more what we have here. If you're not at the wrong person here, you might get shot.
Really? Okay. Have you ever been? I'm like fighting myself over here. Have you ever been in a fight before, like physical fight?
Yes, yes, yes.
It sounded like you won.
Yeah,
You're like, yes, no,
yeah. It
yes.
was. I mean, so I boxed this guy who used to be like an amateur boxer when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Um, and then I again like I never had people that didn't like me too much. There was this one time where this guy wanted to fight me because I kind of took his girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. You were that guy.
But he was just bluffing. You know, you just call the bluff. You can tell
Yeah.
when someone's not gonna do anything. And then like I've yeah, but nothing too serious where I've gotten to hurt or hurt someone. Yeah, but yes, I've hit people with my fist.
So the boxing guy, that was like bare fists, like mano a
No,
mano.
there was gloves.
Oh, you
We
got
did
it. Okay.
gloves. Yeah, but the other people weren't. But again, I didn't really get into too many fights. We had like a smaller school, and I was always like a part of different cliques, so I never really had like issues with anyone really.
Yeah. I have never been in a fight. I'm
You want to fight
43
me?
years
Let's
old.
fight. I
I'm
think we
gonna
can
fight.
record that.
Yeah.
We can
I'll be
fight.
like, yay!
It's okay, dude. You have your gun. You have your gun. That's
I have
probably
my
better.
pistol, yeah, so
Yeah,
I don't have to
yeah,
fight. But
yeah.
no, I've never been in a fight before. I've never been like in a physical punch and fight and get on the ground and like kick them in the kidneys and kick them in the nads or anything like that. I've never been in a fight before. I've just been able my whole life to talk my way out of everything.
Yeah, that's good. That's definitely better than having, getting your butt kicked. I think I'd rather just talk my way out of a situation.
Yeah. I
That's
had a
interesting, though. How does
yeah.
that make you feel?
I feel like honestly I feel a little less than a man because I
Okay.
feel like I'm missing out on like a rite of passage or something, you know? It's like every
Yeah. So
dude's been
have you ever been hit in the face?
I've never been hit in the face. Okay, my brother one time got mad at me and he came at me with a golf club in our
That
bedroom.
sounds dangerous. Continue. I like where this is headed.
And I turned around out of instinct and I hit him in the eye. I like punched him in
Oh,
the eye and it gave him a black eye. And dude, I felt so bad about it. I like seriously like was crying that night because I punched my brother. I was like
oh, is
so
he a younger
devastated.
brother?
He was my younger brother, yeah.
Yeah, I completely understand, dude. Like I used to abuse my brother. I hope you're listening to this. Emotionally, not physically, you know? And I'm older, I'm taller, but he is bigger. I'm kind of small framed, but he's much broader and bigger.
Yeah.
So he would like try to fight me. But I couldn't he would literally be trying to knock my head off with like socking me, like throwing punches at me, and like I would just duck and dodge, and like I couldn't hit him. I just couldn't hit him. Even though like he was trying to kill me and like I had the open shots, but I would be like, I can't do it. I just couldn't hit him. I
Yeah.
could torture him emotionally, but I couldn't physically hurt him. It's crazy because it wouldn't let me. Maybe that's like a big brother thing, but then again, I
It
hear people
is.
like abuse their little brothers.
No, it's
But
our generation. We were ingrained not to, to respect our children. Our children,
yeah,
mom and dad. But yeah, my younger brother was bigger than me too. He was a big guy. He still is. He's a big
yeah,
guy.
that's pretty funny. Yeah,
But
I completely understand that guilt that you were feeling.
yes, it's part of the brotherhood. But okay, so you made it through high school. You got out. So what happened next?
I moved to Texas straight out of high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know
I
that.
lived in Texas for about what is that? Maybe a year and a half, 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Straight after high school, I went to like a community college out there for a bit, and I started a company that didn't go anywhere, of course, with my cousin, who hopefully we'll talk to soon. His name's Jose, of
Mm-hmm.
course it is, and he and I started that, and we can talk about that later. I think that'd be a cool,
Cool show.
podcast to talk about
Yeah.
that. And then I liked it, but I had a girlfriend here,
Mm-hmm.
so she was going to college here, and I would fly and just travel back. And I was like, okay, well, I think I like my girlfriend. And my parents had like a small company that they really didn't do anything with other than just set it up. So I was like, okay, well, I can come back and help them out with that and work on that and be with my girlfriend. And I mean, I like it here, Southern California. So I just stayed,
Very
and then
nice.
yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now.
So, and it's the same girlfriend you have now.
Yeah, yeah, we've
Okay,
been
good. That would
together
have been
since.
that would have been very awkward if it wouldn't have been.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, so that's no. I got a new girlfriend after I
Yeah,
dumped
after
her.
that, yeah, it turns out that she's lame anyways, so I just found a new one out here. No,
Yeah,
yeah, we've been together since high school, senior year, so 2011.
yeah.
It's been a long time, yeah.
Oh, I met my wife in Columbus, Texas. Yeah, we met there, and we've been, I think, in 2008, and we've been together ever since. Yeah, we've had 4 kids and a dog, and lots of gray hairs. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a dog and a cat. That's what we got.
we've, I think we've gone through our whole lives now. We're down to animals, so that's pretty good.
Yeah,
Oh, and I have a sheep.
oh yeah.
We gotta name the ram.
Yeah, that's a cool ram.
Yeah, it's an expensive ram. My son made me buy it at an estate sale because he thought it was so cool. He wanted the sheep.
How much was that sheep?
I think I paid like $350 for
Oh,
that
okay, it's not too
sheep.
bad. It's not too bad. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
good, but it's not too bad.
it's probably like a $1,200 mount.
Wow.
It's like a very to kill that sheep, to shoot that sheep. The hunt is very expensive, and then you got to mount the animal. So I'm told. I've never shot a deer or anything like that.
I would judge you if you would go hunting a lot and you've never been punched in the face. Just saying.
Yeah. I've shot. These are the things I hunt. I'm from Louisiana, so I have to do some sort of hunting and fishing. So I hunt ducks. I love duck hunting.
Okay, see, I can see that a man that's
Hmm.
never been punched in the face should hunt ducks. I agree
Yes,
with that. Yeah.
that's my level of manhood right there. Is
Oh,
shooting
cool,
ducks.
cool. I respect it. Respect it.
Yeah. So golfing and duck shooting. That's my thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's been almost 30 minutes and we haven't touched about money.
No, we haven't.
Um,
So let's.
um, you know, what are we doing? Do you want
So
to
let
talk
me
about?
let me ask you this, okay? Because this is the basis, I think, of every person that has a desire for money in their life. Okay, so you got to answer this one question.
Oh, this is gonna be so good.
Yes, did your parents talk about money around the dinner table when you were a kid?
No.
No. So how did that affect you growing up?
I think this is going a little maybe deep in the culture of like Hispanics.
Yeah.
There's kind of two camps, and most of them are, we just want to have a good time and give our kids the best that what we have. So we wouldn't really like talk about money, but they would be like, "Oh, you want this? Okay, let's work toward it." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like if money's bad, it wasn't that at all. It was just no one taught them how to invest. No one taught them like the importance of saving and how doing things. But there was always like super hardworking and try to
Yes.
give us the best,
Right.
growing up.
It's a very work-oriented culture because I grew up in it
Yes.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing, and I feel like if there's something missing in that culture, it's just knowledge and someone that can speak to them in their language to
Mm-hmm.
get them to invest and save, and that whole culture can just change and evolve in a few generations because, like like they're some of the most hardworking people out there.
Yeah.
So they're just missing two 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 little things from the formula because they do have the worth ethic. They just don't have the knowledge of investing or how to open up a retirement account or how to open a brokerage account and
Mm-hmm.
the things that aren't too complicated that you can pick up in 6 months.
Yeah. No, that's very true. I think that, and for me too, we didn't talk about money at the table. It's almost like for the lack of a better word, a machismo thing, like 'cause
Yeah.
you don't talk about business and family, your family. I provide for you, and don't question that ability in in a
Yeah.
man. And
So
so,
did you, just a quick question, did who handled the finances in your home growing up?
mostly my father, he paid the bills, but see, my dad was not a person who did money at home. It was all done. He was a businessman. He owned a business. He did it at home, and so he did it at work. Pardon me. He did it at his office. So that was work. That was money. And then when he came home, we didn't talk about that stuff. If we only talked about it when it was something that was costing him money that he didn't want to spend.
Yeah, no, for me, it's always been like both my parents work, but my mom's the one that would handle the bills. And I kind of see
Yeah.
that around too. It's like the man works and then just gives everything to the wife, and the wife is the one that's gonna
Yeah.
try to manage the money. And again, like they try their best, but they're just lacking some information that they just didn't have access to or didn't see growing up.
Yeah. No, I see that. Very, yeah. You know, I think that as we, first of all, this generation, the generation you're living in versus the generation when I was 27 years old, your generation has so much access to knowledge about money.
Yes.
My generation, if I wanted it, I had to read a book. I had to
Yes.
go and find it in a library. I had to, or I had to know somebody that knew it. My first encounter with real estate investing was the Carlton Sheets No Money Down, no money down deals, whatever tape set. And I
Wow.
got that. Some friend lent it to me and I devoured that thing. But to get that I would have had to pay like $1,000 on overnight TV, just
Right.
whatever to get that course. And some guy bought it, never listened to it, and lent it to me. I think I still have it to this day. And
Wow.
that thing taught me so much about no money down, and just opened up my eyes and opened up my world to just investing in real estate.
Right.
And then I read Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good thing and a bad thing, especially growing up in this culture. I kind of did miss I mean, I did experience the dial-up internet and all that, so it wasn't like I've always had this instant access.
Mm-hmm.
But I do realize that there's good and bad that comes from that, because when you have to invest time, energy, and effort to get some information, I think you value it more
Yes.
compared to, okay, I'm gonna watch this YouTube video and it's gonna give me all the information I need, but I'm not gonna apply any of it because it just came so easily. Um,
That's very true.
yeah.
It's
So
like it just
again,
comes so easy.
I think that the fact we grew up in this kind of instant gratification culture, it again, it's good, but it's bad. So I don't think we should, you know, not use the tools that we have at our disposal, but we just need to realize that you have to push a little bit harder just because it's easier, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense.
Well, I think the great dividing wall when I was your age was knowledge.
Right.
Now the great dividing wall for your generation at your age is laziness.
Right.
That's what's going to define whether you can become wealthy or not. Well, as
Right.
soon as because I grew up in that generation, my parents were, especially being Hispanic, work hard. If you want to become successful, work hard. My
Right.
grandfather had a sixth grade education, and he started by selling produce at the back of his truck, and he became a multi-million-dollar company that was selling to HEB, Walmart. He met Sam Walton, became
Wow.
one of the biggest produce companies in the United States
Right.
because he worked hard, and that was the thing. So I would get knowledge, and then I knew how to work hard. And
Right.
your generation definitely has the knowledge, but they don't know how to work hard. Now,
Right.
someone
Right.
like you knows how to work hard because it was instilled in you. There's
Right.
a lot of generation, a lot of kids right now that don't want to work.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's kind of hard and confusing. I never imagined we were gonna get to this topic today, but I think it's counterproductive, and it doesn't really make sense. I can't imagine seeing it through your eyes. Like, dude, these kids have access to so much, but they're just not doing anything with it. It's just, again, I feel we just have to realize that we do have to put in that hard work, or at least like work harder, not work smarter, not harder, whatever the hell you want to call it. Like, but we do at the end of the day have to implement that knowledge, right? Because that saying knowledge is power is like BS, right? Because like if you don't implement the knowledge, then do you really have the knowledge?
Yeah.
So it doesn't do you any good. And that's kind of the what I kind of struggle with is I do the full research and figure things out, but at the end of the day, like if we didn't start this podcast or if we don't take action, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Nothing will come out of it. And I do see people out there that are my age that are so clueless. They have no idea what they're doing, but they're going out there every day and getting better and starting this and doing that and just trial and error. And they're maybe lacking the knowledge, but they're still putting themselves out there and actually using, just using their guts and trying things. And at the end of the day, like if I know how to do it, but I'm over here judging them or critiquing them, and he has no idea what he's doing, but he's doing it, in a few years, like he's just gonna have more knowledge than me just out of sheer practice. You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah.
repetition. So I think it's very interesting, and I don't know what the answer is for like my generation. but yeah, I think it's a very interesting topic.
And I think it all goes back down to our original question, which was, what did your parents teach you? Because every one of us grows up and instilled with the values that our parents teach us about money. So you can grow up thinking money is bad. You can grow up and thinking wealth is evil. You can think, if I become wealthy, I'm going to become a butthole, or I'm going to become a bad person, or or I have to be greedy in order to be wealthy. There's all these ideals that each and every one of us is going to have to deal with. I grew up not wanting to be wealthy because I just thought that was, materialistic, you know. But we all have to overcome our mindset and realize that wealth is not just about money, but it's a state of mind, it's a state of health, it's a state of life, and it is a whole lot easier. Not that it's the solution to every problem, but wealth is a whole lot better way to live life with wealth than it is without.
Yeah, no, I do see that a lot growing up, and I do see a lot of people my age really going towards that socialist route.
Mm.
And I really don't agree with that whatsoever. I think you're so right. The key here is there's a lot of people that had the kind of not, their parents never knew what was right, what was wrong. Their parents didn't have the time to teach their kids about money, investing, and doing all this stuff. So we have to take initiative and research from people that we think have the right answers, like people like you, people that we can find online now. But it takes work. It takes work. It takes investment in your time and energy and effort to go out and find these people and actually apply the knowledge that they're teaching you.
When I was a kid or even growing up in high school, there was so much emphasis on get good grades so you can go to a good college, so you can get a good job. That's what the emphasis was. My parents did it too. Their parents taught them because education was everything. What I'm teaching my kids is, hey, college is fine, but I am teaching you about money and how money works and how you can make money. And because if you know that, it doesn't matter if you go to college or not. I'll know you'll be okay. And my
Yeah,
kids, their light bulbs are going off, in their heads.
no, that's gonna be worth more than any college education ever will be. And even now, like when you were growing up, it made sense to go to college because first of all, it wasn't like ludicrously expensive. It was very
Yeah,
reasonable. Not that many people had bachelor's degrees back then. So you would stand out. But now you probably need like a PhD or a master's to just stand out because
right.
everyone has it. So like the value of a degree has definitely gone down a little bit, or I mean more like a lot.
Well, yeah,
But to touch on,
especially if you're paying a bunch of money for it.
yeah,
You know.
and it's such about the money thing. Yeah, I think money's just a tool, right? Like I think
Mm-hmm.
I just see it as a tool. I don't see it as a good thing or a bad thing. I hate people that say like money makes you evil or money is the root of all evil. I think money is just like a microscope. Like it just enhances who you are as a person.
100%.
So if you're a good person, then you're gonna be a better person, and if you're a
Yeah,
bad person, you're gonna be even a worse person. So you know what I mean? So that's kind of how I see money, as just being a tool.
yeah,
Uh, yeah.
and
So I don't.
that's character.
Yes,
Money will magnify your character, and that's a whole
yeah,
other episode. But that's
yeah,
100% true.
for sure. And
100%
I
true.
would rather be around people that have integrity and character and similar values in me than have friends that are rich and take me on their private jets and billionaires but are bad people, right? Like
Yeah,
it's just like that. Yeah.
or be around people who don't have money, but they try to seem like they do.
Oh yeah, yeah, and
That's
that's
even.
definitely a full 1.5 hour episode
Yeah.
of the culture. People renting private jets and people trying to
Man.
seem like they have money when they really don't.
Yeah. So I measure wealth in sheepheads. So if you
Nice.
have a lot of sheepheads, then you're good in my book.
Yeah, I don't have any, so I'm broke as hell.
Yes, when a boy comes to ask for my daughter's hand in marriage and be like, and how many sheepheads do you have? How many have you brought with you on this day? Is your camel loaded with sheepheads, my boy? And
Yeah,
the
we
answer,
need at least 17 sheep heads.
yeah, oh yeah. So well, cool. That was a good little run there. That was good little conversation.
Yeah, yeah. We're at the 40-minute mark, so
We
do you
could
want
probably
to?
get rid of 10 minutes of the other crap and throw that good stuff in there at the
Yeah, yeah.
end.
We'll probably end up doing that.
Yeah. So that's cool though, but that's exactly, you know, that's a good little. It's. I think the thing about you and me, Joaquin, is you and I have had so many good conversations over the phone.
Yes.
and it's just not planned, not it's just spontaneous. They just come out,
Right.
and that's what's I think that's what's good about you and our relation. You and my relationship is that we just could talk about anything, and a lot of times it's just good stuff. I think.
Yeah, hopefully if someone's still listening to this, they can, they got something out of it. I don't know what that would be, but I think this format can work, especially, the more time goes on, we can, make it, tighten it up and have it some sort of way. But I mean, we did 40 minutes already, man.
Yeah. Well, at the beginning of this podcast, we said this is Lunch Money with Mike and Joaquin, where we talk about money, love, and life, and we've talked about all three of those in this podcast.
Yeah, that's true. We talked about all of those. Yeah, I kind of like that. That could be the slogan.
Yes.
All right, write that down. Don't forget it, dude.
I wrote it down right here. It's right here. Yeah.
Sweet, sweet.
Dee-dee-dee.
Nice. Yeah, so again, sorry for the beginning. We kind of rambled a little bit longer than I think we wanted to on that, but everything else I think was really cool.
Yeah. So I think people, if you liked anything in this, we would graciously ask for you to subscribe to the podcast or subscribe to the YouTube channel, whichever platform you're watching this on, and hit the like button and do all that crazy stuff and leave a comment. It would be much appreciated.
Yeah, share it, throw it around, see what people say about it. And if they don't like it, just blame it on Mike.
I will take all the blame. I'm so used to it. I'm a married man.
Nice.
I do blame very well.
Well, yeah, we really do appreciate you guys for listening. I'm super excited for this. We're just going to keep pumping out content and hopefully you guys enjoy.
All right. Hey, have a good night, man.
Take care.